these US factors.
Good morning, Professor and ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for Wang Wei. As Wang Wei said, to talk about the Koreans' future and speculation of Korea in the future, so actually we have to consider outside factor first. Actually, always the outside factor and is more important in our own decision. So this time, so Wang Wei said that China. This time I will talk about United States. So United States' strategy toward the Korean Peninsula is much more important, but because of the outside and inside factor, so U.S. actually they are diminishing power in Asia Pacific, but they try to enhance or maintain their influence in Asia Pacific again. But now there is China, so there are a lot of conflicts between two big countries. For example, in 2010, China imposed sanctions on American company because of selling weapon to Taiwan. And Hillary Clinton, who is the next potential candidate for the U.S. president, and she mentioned that they are supporting Vietnam and Philippines against China. And under these circumstances, it's like Obama administration, they suggested the pivot to Asia strategy. This year, U.S. supports Japan regarding the territory issue against China. So Obama government used that slogan, pivot to Asia, but now no longer that slogan. Because the pivot to Asia means they once left before, but they want to say they never left Asia Pacific. And several days ago, Obama nominated a new defense minister, his name is Carter, who is a specialist of North Korea. And at the ceremony, Obama gave him special order, like continue to rebalancing the defense posture in Asia Pacific. So now rebalancing replaced the pivot to Asia strategy. So what is Asia Pacific rebalance? Just like that. So not only Korean Peninsula, but also on the whole world. So China and America, United States, they are playing different games with different rules. US want to rebalance Asia Pacific by using their own military power. But China also suggested a new type of great power relationship and has economic dominance power in Asia Pacific. Security and economy are the core interest for all the country. So just like Korea, so have some kind of security and economic relationship with United States and China are facing very serious decision-making dilemma. So when it comes to economic balance in Asia Pacific, just like this picture, so China are taking advantage of their huge market and already surpassed the United States. Take a look at this chart. The first graph, like Asian market is much bigger than any other market. That's why United States and other European countries, they focus on this Asian market. And China is taking up the biggest portion of this market. And take Korea's trade example. So both China's export and import already perfectly defeated Japan and United States. So not only in Korea, but also Chinese investment toward the whole world is huge and is very active. So if you want to do something wherever or whatever, actually you have to have some connection with Chinese. And if you can speak Chinese, you can earn a lot of money in everywhere in the world. So including Korea, the almost the country already made an FTA with China, but those countries already made a very close security cooperation with the United States. And last month, as Wang Wei said that, and China launched the AIB, and more than 20 countries, usually they are allies of Chinese, but even India, which has a very long territorial dispute with China, now is a member of AIB. But how about Korea? Those conversations clearly show that what kind of situation Korea is facing now. Like China, so even the president of vice president of AIB visited Korea and met Park Geun-hye and tried to persuade her to join AIB. But a lot of Western country and US, they persuade us or forced us not to join the AIB. And finally, we didn't join the AIB. And in Asia Pacific, only Japan and Korea didn't join the AIB. And actually, China never asked Japan to join. They asked it? Not. Okay. So not only Korea, also Chinese. Like if you take a look at the economic part, so they already lost their own balance, just like this. But on the contrary, U.S. has dominance power with their own security and military power. Look at this first chart. Even though U.S. is far away from Asia Pacific compared to other countries, but their military size ranks in second. Plus, U.S. has a lot of military cooperation with other Asian countries, as I said. And if you look at this chart, there are many U.S. forces and there are many cooperated exercises with the United States. And next slide actually very clearly shows that what is the intention of these troops. So those countries around China already signed a military cooperation treaty with U.S. and they regularly operate military exercise. And currently, U.S. asked Korea to install the SAD system, but we are hesitant to accept it. It's not only because of the cost, but also because of the China. So now I'm very curious. If there is unification, as Wang Wei said it, so U.S. troops will withdraw their troops from South Korea, and can Korea ask them to be out of this Korea Peninsula? I think it's very hard. And ASEAN Institute, which is very famous research institution in Korea, and they conducted a research about what is the most influential country now and the future. And now, of course, as you know, America is the most influential country in the world, but in the near future, China will be the most influential country according to the research. And U.S. National Security Advisor and many specialists, they also have different ideas about this situation. So U.S. National Security Advisor Brzezinski commented, the purpose of China is stable growth and stable status, so maybe they will take a very careful diplomatic action against the U.S. But this professor has different opinion. I've heard that this professor is quite famous in GSIS because he's working and teaching in Chicago University. And she said that actually China finally pushed US out of this Asia Peninsula. And while doing that, maybe the military conflict is possibly happening. So how do you think? They will continually play a different game, or China will lead whole world, including US, or China will have some kind of well-balanced world with the United States, and they can cooperate with each other and toward the future. So what can be your decision? So as I said that to think about Korean future and speculation of Korea, we have to consider their relationship. So maybe the result will decide our destiny. So what's your decision among those pictures? You want to choose one? No. Okay, so next speaker will talk about the Korea speculation with North Korea.
Hi, thank you, Dong.